This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Listeners, we welcome our TorahAnytime.com listeners. Again, we remind you that if you would like to hear my Mishnah Yomi share at 718-906-6471, we just started the Seftas Kedushin. Within a few weeks, we will start Seder Nezikim and have finished the half of Shas with the help of Hashem. And again, you could listen to Kol Hashem's Mishnah Yomis, my Mishnah Yomis, which is about 10 minutes a day, and it's archived throughout. The first three stars, 718-906-6471 is the number to call for our Kol Hashem listeners and TorahAnytime.com listeners. If you would like to sponsor a share, it's $300. If you would like to be a postal sponsor, it's $360. That pays for the postage for the entire week. If you would like to sponsor a day of Mishnah Yomis, it's $180. Mesefta is $1,000, and if you would like to be a sponsor for the Power Venture edition, please call me at 718-916-3100. We ask everybody to please have in mind for our young Yaakov ben Roskila, should have a Refuah Shlema, Messiah Sharfeli Yisro. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming and joining us for the learning of Teres Hashem Be'ezras Hashem Yisbarach. As always, we begin with Shus, the Marda Asra, Harav Landau, with continued appreciation to all of you for coming and making the shir possible. And tonight, we have special dedications tonight. I will do them in the order that they were given to me, not indicating any preference whatsoever. The shir is dedicated by Daniel Rinsberg and family in loving memory of Zelda Bas Yosef Tzvi Alevi. Neshama should have an aliyah. Like I was this past Sunday night. Neshama should have an aliyah. She should be a Melitzis Yosef for her family, for all of us and all of Klal Yisrael. Once again, Zelda Bas Yosef Tzvi Alevi. Neshama should have an aliyah. It's also being sponsored by wonderful Talmidim and friends of mine, the Klein and Jaffe families, in loving memory of Asher Anshel Ben Yehuda. That is, Neshama should have an aliyah. He should be a Melitz Yosef for his family, for all of us and all of Klal Yisrael. Once again, we believe in Nishmas Asher Anshel Ben Yehuda. I thank Shimon Klein and his family and the Jaffe family for sponsoring this evening's shir. This is some parsha. Indeed, on every parsha you can say you can spend a lifetime, but certain parshas it's easy to understand how. And this week's parsha containing the Aseres HaDibros, amongst other things, it's easy to understand how. We also learn that all those that have been touched by the dread of Makla, other related diseases should have Refuah Shlema in the same chapter of Israel. All of us and our loved ones should always be healthy, and we learn with the tefillah that all those that are waiting should find their shidduch quickly and easily. All those that are waiting children should be blessed with Zar Chaim and Kayom, a healthy mommy, healthy baby. All those that are looking for parnasa or better parnasa should experience it to that after Kaveh, and all of us should enjoy lange gesunde Zise Shalom. Amen. It says a wonderful thing about us. If you listen to my voice, hearken to my voice, and you keep my covenant, and you will be a treasure for all the nations. What's the meaning of skula, of treasure? So it's interesting that the Ben Yoyada, the Ben Yoyada says that there's a Gemara in Pesachim, Daf Kuf Yud Ches Amud Beis. Gemara in Pesachim, Daf Kuf Yud Ches Amud Beis says, Amaloi HaKadosh Baruch Hu LeGavriel. Hashem said to Gabriel, Gor B'chaya, rebuke the beast. Shekol Ma'aseh Nichtovim B'Chumas Echad. For all her deeds are written with one quill. quaint statement, an enigmatic statement. So the Ben Ish Chai says that this refers to the Goyim that act many times like Chayas, that have 7 mitzvahs b'nei Noach, that have 7 Noahide laws. And the 7 Noahide laws, those laws, Maseha, her deeds, could be nichtav b'kol hazeh, can be written with one sweep of the pen. One application of the pen, you could write a 7. This is in contrast to Klal Yisrael that has 613 mitzvahs that you have to write with 3 separate sweeps of the pen. You can't write, you have to write 6, then write a 1, then write a 3. So it can't be nichtovim b'kol hazeh. And he says that's the meaning that we're segula mikol ha'amid. Because segula is a segel. A segel has 3 dots. The S sound has 3 dots. Because we're on Maaseh, on Nichtovim with 3 sweeps of the pen. 613 applies 3 applications. That's V'yisem li segula mikol ha'amid. And that's when we fulfill the 613 mitzvahs, then we're taka treasure. It dawned on me that it fits in according to the Ben Ish Chai's explanation. We are 3. It says about us that the Torah was given la'am tlisoi, a Torah tlisoi, a triple Torah, because the Torah is Torah Nevi'im Ksuvim, was given la'am tlisoi, to a nation of 3s, Kohanim, Leviim, Yisrael, or from Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Al Yedei Tlisai, at the hand of the 3rd one, that's Moshe, was the 3rd child of Aaron and Yocheved, Miriam, Aaron, and then Moshe. B'chodesh Tlisai, in the 3rd month, because it was Nisan, Sivan, Iyar. So now it fits in very good that we're a school of Mikol Amim. Again, that's the segel, that's the 3, because it's Kohanim, Leviim, Yisrael, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Nisan, Yitzchak. Nisan, Yisrael, Sivan, correct. Now, it could be also that that's Aleph Beis Gimel. Because remember we said Aleph Beis Gimel Daled, one Shabbos stands for Aleph Binod Gomel Daled. Learn Torah, learn understanding, and be benevolent to the poor. But we could also say Aleph Bina Gimel, which is 3. It's a Torah of Nevi'im, Ksuvim, given by the 3rd one by Moshe Rabbeinu, given to the people of 3 Kohanim, Leviim, Israel. That's Aleph Bina Gimel. Now, on a more direct, not homiletic explanation, this pasuk talks about the great responsibility of being a Yid. V'yisem li segula mikol ha'amid. When we fulfill the Torah, Shemaya Tishma B'Kayim, Shmartem Es Grisi, you keep my covenant. That's the covenant of the Torah. V'loi Grisi Yad V'loi Chuk Shemayim V'Aretz L'Isam. You keep the Torah, then v'yisem li segula mikol ha'amid. That you're a treasure. What's pshat? You're a treasure. So there's a medrash, a critical medrash, in Shir Hashirim Rabbah. The medrash in Shir Hashirim Rabbah says, Kach Heim Yisrael, such is the ways of the Jews. Kol mokom she'echad mehem hoylech, any place where one of them goes, eino yochel leimer she'eino Yehudi. You can't say that that's not a Jew. You can't make a mistake to think that that's not a Jew. When a Ben Torah, a Bas Yisrael goes somewhere, you can't make a mistake and say, oh, no, that's not a Jew. No. Lama, says the Medrash. Why? Shonike. Because he's recognizable, she's recognizable. You can't make a mistake. You might, it's possible that you might think about somebody that he's American and really he's European. Until you hear the accent, you could make a mistake. Oh, you're from out of town. I thought you were a New Yorker. But you could never mistake a Torah Jew. And the Medrash quotes a pasuk. The pasuk says, "V'noda b'agoyim zara." Their seed is known amongst the nations. Anybody that sees them, Yakire, right away recognize, oh, that's a Jew. Because they are from the blessing of Hashem. That means that a Jew stands out. That's what we say in the Haggadah. Vayihi Sham L'Goyim, we were there as a nation. Malamed Shebnei Yisrael L'Tziyonim Sham. Even when we were slaves, we were distinguished. Now this is contrary to the desire of the melting pot of America. A Jew stands out. A Torah Jew stands out. That's what the Torah now gives a mandate. The Yisem Liskula Mikolam. You should be a treasure. Now, how does a Jew stand out? How does a Jew stand out? So first is in tznius. A Jewish girl, a Jewish woman walking the streets stands out. Especially in the summer. She's fully covered. And she's fully covered in a tzniustic way. She stands out. In the same way a man stands out with tznius. How does a man stand out with tznius? A man stands out because he's not gawking at women. Stands out. He's not eyeing the women that are passing by. A Jew is recognized by his head covering. Oter Yisrael b'sifora. A man wears a yarmulke or a hat. A woman that's married covers her hair. She's recognized. Oter Yisrael b'sifora. A Jew is recognized by his speech. A Jew doesn't say nibble pet. Never does there come out of a Jew's mouth vulgar words. Because we take it very seriously. The Gemara in Brachot says, why do Bachurei Yisrael die? Because of the sin of Nibul Peh. We said that the mouth is the window of the soul. Hashem created man with nefesh chaya, and the Targum says, Ruach Memala, spirit that speaks. So therefore, a Jew is recognized by never saying vulgarities, by never swearing. A Jew is recognized by kindness. Right? We said that there are 3 signs of a Jew. By Shonim, we have a sense of shame, that's sneers. And then there's Rachmonim v'goyim lechasadim. So in Hurricane Sandy, collectively, there were righteous goyim, but collectively, the Jewish people as a whole, without Torah exceptions, bar none. There's no looting amongst Jews, and there's incredible empathy and sensitivity to those that are in need. So this is where we're a segula mikol amin. You're on the bus, and a pregnant guy comes in, or an old guy comes in, you jump up out of your seat. It's a segula mikol amin. We're a lesson to all the nations. That's why we have to talk to our children that when they go to English studies and they have an English teacher, they have to be at their very best behavior. Very best. Because they have an opportunity. They have an opportunity that the Goyish teacher should see the difference between the students that he teaches in public school in the morning and the yeshiva boys, the B'nai Torah, the B'nai Yisrael that he teaches in the afternoon. That's Pshat Yisem Liskula Mikol Amin. V'ato Im Shemaya Tishma B'Koyim the Yisem Liskula Mikol Amin Kili Kol Haaretz. There'll be a treasure for all the nations. Because Kili Kol Haaretz, to me belongs the whole land. So what's the connection between the Skula Mikola Amin and Kili Kola Arts. So the Divrei Shol answers beautifully with the well-known thought of the Goyim. The Goyim, Zechtav Kershirav Susi Yogim Aleinu says that we all know that it says, Ein la Kodesh Baruch Hu bebeis genazah ela oitzu shel yuras shamayim b'vam. What does Hashem have in the Fort Knox in heaven? In the heavenly vault, the only thing He keeps there is Yiras Shamayim. Why? Because that's one thing that Hashem doesn't manufacture. It says, Hakol b'dei Shamayim chutz miYiras Shamayim. So the thing that the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't manufacture, Yiras Shamayim, that's what He keeps in His vault. So Yim Shemaya Tishma B'Kayim, listen to my voice, and you keep my covenant, then V'yisim Li Segula Mikol Amin, then you will be my treasure. Why is that the only treasure? Ki Li Kol Aretz, I own everything else. The only thing that I don't have is Hakol B'dei Shamayim Chutz miYiras Shamayim. So if you practice Elokay, Yim Shemaya Tishma B'Kayim, that's what I'll keep in my treasure. I'd like to add that fits in very good because it says this week's Parsha, Shabbos and the Ten Commandments. Today's daf is all about Shabbos, and it says that the Rebbeinu Shalom told Moshe Rabbeinu, "Matana toiva yesh li bebeis genazi b'Shabbos shma." So what else does Hashem keep in the heavenly vault? It's the last treasure chest, Shabbos. Because Shabbos is Yiras Shamayim. That's what Shabbos is. Shabbos is the day we pronounce that we believe that the world didn't always exist. It didn't come about through a big bang. It didn't evolve over billions of years. But it came about from the Creator. So Shabbos is Yiras Shamayim. So that's what Hashem keeps for Beis Genazah. Vayihi koylos and broken. It was thunder and lightning. Somebody goes to the Tamei Minhagim cites the Tashbats that many of the Minhagim that we do under the Chuppah is based on Matan Torah. Therefore, he says from the Tashbats that which we walk down, the Chosin and the Kala, with Neiros, is since Hashem wed Klal Yisrael like a Chosin to a Kala at Matan Torah, and there were broken, there was lightning, therefore we walk down the Kala, the Chosin and Kala with lights. Could be that's why we play music, because that's connected to kolos. We know that there's a Rabbeinu Bachya who says that we break the black glass not just because of Zecher or Mikdash, but also Zecher to the Shviras Haluchas. Now that sounds very strange. What does Shviras Haluchas have to do with a Chosin and Kala? But if it's connected Matan Torah, so we remember the Shviras Haluchas. Of course, there's a Musar there that we tell the Chosin and Kala that the luchas that were given b'pumbi in front of everybody, those were broken. But the luchas that Moshe Rabbeinu brought down in Yom Kippur in quiet, those survived. So we teach the Chosin and Kala that it's not as important what you do in public as what you do behind closed doors. That's what's going to keep the marriage life healthy. Now you should know that there is another reason why we walk down with the neighbors. Ner plus Ner equals 500. Ner is 250. Ner plus Ner is 500. A man has 248 limbs, and a woman has 252 limbs. The synthesizing of the two, V'hayu l'basar echad, is 500. That's why we walk down Ner plus Ner. Ner plus Ner also is the gematria Pru Urevu. Pru Urevu is 500. By the way, the reason why we do a separate Mishaberet for men and women is not because we're worried about mixed people. People think, oh, we're worried, we can't have a mixed Mishaberet. That's not like mixed cancer. Nothing is going to happen when we have a mixed Mishaberach. The reason why we don't make a mixed Mishaberach is because we're going to say by the men, Ramache Boreya, Shin Samche Yid. That's not true for women. Women have Ranah, Reish Nun Beis. If you do a mixed one, fine, then you're supposed to say L'chol Boreya L'chol Yidei and not Ramache Boreya. Here you have once in a while you come to a pasuk. Once in a while you come to a pasuk which you don't know how to translate. The simple meaning of this pasuk that Hashem will do kindness la'alofim to 2,000 doros is very difficult. Because one assumes that a dor is 20 years. 2,000 doros is 40,000 years. There isn't 40,000 years. The world will only exist for 6,000, 6 alafim. So what's Vayisach Chesed Alafim? This is such a kasher, I would say. Pashut shot in the pasuk is so difficult to understand. There are those that want to say that it's not literal, it's just a contrast, that for sin it's 4 generations, and for the good it's 2,000 generations. That shows us the ratio that Hashem rewards 500 to 1. But what's Pshat Vayisach Chesed Alafim? So Rav Vosner, interesting that we learned tonight about Leland Ishmael's Rav Vosner's sister. That was Zelda Bas Yosef Tzia Levi was Rav Vosner's sister. Rav Vosner said that he heard from this Friedrich Satmar Rebbe, saying Tzaddik Rebbe, Schusi Yagim Aleinu, that the Satmar Rebbe said a dor is 2 years. And he said that the Orach Chaim HaKodesh says. That's an amazing thing. Now, if the dor is 2 years, that fits in. Because Alofim is 4,000 years. Oh, so how could a dor be 2 years? If you think about it, the world changes drastically every 2 years. It's not the same world as it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the world changed drastically after the murder of Levi Kletzker. The world changed drastically after Hurricane Sandy. Every 2 years, it's a different world. A different world. Technology, forget about it. Every 2 years, it's a different world. And if you think about it, it's true. Dor maniga. Taka, every 2 years, it's a different world. Dor le-dor yeshabach ma'asecha. Every 2 years, there's so much more to talk about. Vayisach Chesed La'alofim, the Ben Ish Chai has a homiletic pshat in this passage. Ben Ish Chai says that when Adam Rishon sinned, so he deviated from the truth, Hashem chopped off the aleph of Emes, and that caused mace. He had to die. And he chopped off the aleph from Adam, and was left with Dam. Lost it, love, Hashem will return the 2 alephs, the aleph of Emes and the aleph of Adam. And Bila Hamavis Lanetzach, he says that's Pshat Vayisach Chesed La'alofim. Hashem will return the 2 alephs. Alofim is aleph in plural. Hashem will return to Ben Ish Chai. Now I began to think about it, and there's so much. We said aleph is learning. I looked Bina. So that's why with the aleph you have MS. If you take away the learning, I mentioned the Toita. Ki chayim ein l'moitziayim. Torah, if not the Torah, I'll tell the Torah l'achmach ki lekach moitzoyta. Without the aleph, I mentioned the names. I remember Rav Shvadron used to come to yeshiva when I was a bach at the yeshiva Stack Island. And he used to say, that there's a lebenika beis akvaris. Steht auf a mensch poinik for a Rav Agoyin HaKodesh, because he could have been a Rav Agoyin. V'sham afilu b'chayim kriya mesim. If you're missing the Aleph, ki chayim einu moitzayim, right? Torah is emes kinei v'altim, because if you're missing the Aleph, it mentions the meis. If you're missing the Aleph, it mentions in the Adam, he's just dam, he's just blood. And now, we'll start talking a little bit about the Aseret HaDivrei. Loisisa es Shem Hashem Elikecha Lashav. Don't take Hashem's name in vain or to swear falsely. Ki lo yinaka Hashem, because Hashem will not clean. How come just by this sentence it says Ki lo yinaka Hashem? Don't say that by any other sin, by murder, by adultery. Don't say Ki lo yinaka. By a shvua, false shvua, it says Ki lo yinaka Hashem. Hashem won't make him clean. So Rameir Mepre Mishlan, said the Tzaddik Kosher Rav Schusi Yogin Aleinu asked this guy. Rameir Mepre Mishlan says, when a mensch does a sin, Hashem writes it down. If he does tshuva, then Hashem erases it. It's the great eraser, shouldn't it? But if somebody swears falsely using Hashem's name, so Hashem he writes down, he swore falsely with my name. Hashem can't erase that. So Hashem doesn't erase the shame. So Ki lo yinake, that can never be clean, can never be removed. You know, the shame Hashem, that's serious stuff. Shemos is very serious. It's a Gemara that says that when David HaMelech dug the sheeted, the underground vault for the Nisach HaYayin, he accidentally perforated the plate that covered the Tahayin. And the waters bubbled up to flood the world. It was going to be a tsunami of all tsunamis from the underground wellspring. So David HaMelech quickly consulted the Chachamim if it's allowed to throw in a tas with the name of Hashem, with the Shem HaMefarish, to plug up the hole. Tells the Farah, what do you mean, are you allowed to? It's all of the whole valley. But David HaMelech wasn't sure. It's shameless. That's how serious Shemus. They told him you're allowed it. To save the world, you're allowed it. But that's how serious Shemus is. The Ksav Sefer has a different thought on this. It says, Loisisa Hashem Hashem Elokecha Lashav. Don't take Hashem's name in vain. Loisisa means to elevate. Loisisa Hashem Hashem Elokecha. Don't elevate Hashem Lashav for vain purposes. Listen to Ksav Sefer. This is a Rav's of Pshat. There are people that say, talking in shul, that the Rebbeinu Shalom is too busy with important things to be involved with that. The Rebbeinu Shalom is busy, he's making shidduchim, he's being the finest of the whole world. The Rebbeinu Shalom understands. That's kid stuff. That's not. The Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't get involved in those little things. You know, whether there was a little bug in my food, do you think the Rebbeinu Shalom is going to act? And all that he's busy and he's not going to take that serious. Says the Ksav Sefer, Loisisa Hashem Hashem Elokecha. Don't elevate Hashem and make him so lofty, Lashav, to say that he's not going to notice. Don't do that. And now we move on to Shabbos. Of course, you understand that I just ignored the whole subject of Emunah. I'm not sure Hashem can't even ignore it. But there's only a certain amount that one can speak and one share. But don't worry. You have a whole week to work on it. Zachor es Yom HaShabbos l'kash. There's a Maisa. I spoke about this once before, I remember. But I'm going to mention it because I want to add something. When the Heilige Rav Tzadke Rosh Yeshiva Choros Yosef was a little boy. He was brought to the Yisro Gems. So the Yisro Gems, asked him what he's learning. So he says he's learning Mishnah Shabbos. So he asked him how many prakim are there in Shabbos. So he said 24. He knew. He said 24. So then the Yisro Gems said, why 24? He didn't know the answer. Now, in this version that I saw, it doesn't say it, but I think I remember seeing it in a different version that the Tzaddik actually cried that he didn't know the answer. So he ran to the base of Medrash and he asked why. And he was given two answers. Number one, since Shabbos is like a kala to Klal Yisrael, that's the famous Medrash that says that Shabbos complained to Hashem that every day has a mate. Sunday has Monday, Tuesday has Wednesday, Thursday has Friday. She doesn't have a mate. So Hashem said, don't worry, Klal Yisrael, Yamazul. That's why we say, come, my beloved, come with the love. Likras Kala, let's greet the Kala. Shabbos Hamalach. So since a Kala, it says she has 24 Kishuteha, 24 adornments. So that's why the Sefta Shabbos says 24 prof. That's one teretz. The second teretz is, since it says that Shabbos is Shokul Kineged Kol HaTorah Kula, right? I'm going from the Shabbos, it's Kilu Kafa Kol HaTorah Kula. And Tanakh has 24 Svarim, so that's why Shabbos has 24 prof. So this year, when I saw the Kasha, I right away had another difference. And that is that there's 24 prakim because there's 24 hours in Shabbos. Every hour of Shabbos is precious. That's what we say. That we value every minute of Shabbos. That's why there's a shita that you do Nevis Chanukah before Abdullah. We should prolong the Shabbos. Right? So every moment of Shabbos is precious. So that's why Shabbos is 24 hours. That's why we have 24 prakim. So I was gratified that this year I found that they asked to close in Friedrich, they close in the Gerebbe, said, so the young Malena, the Shaila, and the close in the Gerebbe said because there's 24 hours in Shabbos. Now, by the way, included in the Shaila, I would believe, just to be mantic, the Shaila, included in the Shaila, I believe, is the fact that if it would be up to us, we would make Shabbos 25 prakim. Because if it would be 25 prakim, then it would be from the number 7. Right? Like Ner in Misper Cotton is 7. Yayin in Misper Cotton is 7. You have the famous word that I said over for our Prager, Oliver Shalom, that from Stalin, that Botzel is 14, because you cut the onion in half, then it's 7. And that's what we're talking about, Misper Cotton. Maybe it's 2, Sadi is 9, there's 11, and Lam is 3 is 14. So it's 7. Or as we know, that a Botzel has 7 rings. There are species of onions that have 7 rings. That's why Shabbos Botzel Kodekel. And therefore, it would make sense that it should be 25 prakim, because then that would be 7. If not for these 3 reasons. 3 reasons again are because Shabbos is a Kala, and a Kala gets 24 Kishu now. It's because there are 24 hours in the day, and because Shabbos is Kilu, Kim Kol HaTorah Kula, and Tanakh is made up of 24 Svarim, and for those 3 reasons, that's why Shabbos says 24 prakim. So, actually, by Rabbi Landau on Friday night, I said this over in Parshas Kishala, but it didn't get on the tape CD. You didn't hear it here. So I have a reason to repeat it over here because of an addition from the Chidah. In today's daf, it says, in the pasuk by the Mon, the word hayoim 3 times. Ichlu hayoim, ki Shabbos hayoim la'Hashem, Hayoim lo yisimtzu b'asaf. From there we learn out that a person should eat gimel sudas b'Shabbos. And the Gemara says you should eat gimel sudas b'Shabbos because in merit of those 3 sudas, you're saved from 3 things. Chevlei Mashiach, Dina Shel Gehenim, Umilchamas Goy Gemara. That's a big thing. But comes along the Chidah in his Sefer Avodas HaKodesh, and it's actually a Zoyar, that for each of the Shabbos meals, we're Zoycha for 2 days of bracha of the week. So Friday night's meal is for Sunday and Monday. Shabbos lunch meal is for Tuesday and Wednesday. And Shabbos Shudas gives bracha for Thursday and Friday. That's a Zoyah. And says the Chidah and Avodas HaKodesh, that's shot in the pasuk in Tazveini Yom. If you forsake one of the Yoms, remember it said Yom 3 times. In Tazveini Yom, if you miss one of the Sudas, Yomim E'ezovcha, you will lose 2 days. So if you miss the Friday night meal, you lose Sunday and Monday. If you miss the lunch, Tuesday and Wednesday, people have trouble at the end of the week. Thursday and Friday, things are going down here. Thursday and Friday, that's Shabbos. So the Chidah says that's shot in the pasuk here. Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher. Yom, remember it says Yom 3 times. Ichlu HaYom Shabbos HaYom HaShem HaYom HaSimtzum V'soda. Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher, and b'schus that sheis yishabim tav. B'schus that you'll have Hatzloch and sheis yishabim tav. V'azisa kol l'ashem. I remember years ago, I had the schia to be a scholar in residence in Rav Heineman's shul. And Rav Heineman told me that if he had his druthers, he would be mabatel the shul shalashim. Because he says what happens is the men come and eat shalashim in shul, and the women and the children don't eat shalashim. And that's a big problem. I mean, it says, you say from the Chamas going for the last meal. And here now we see bracha, it's the Makara bracha for Thursday and Friday during the week. And therefore, you should do like I do. And I educate my wife and my daughters. When I go to shul, I tell them, you want to know something? I love you. I don't want you to suffer in the Milchamas Gog Magog. The Milchamas Gog Magog will be World War III. I don't want that. I don't want you to suffer. And I want you to get bracha for Thursday and Friday. Those are 2 very important days. So make sure to wash the shalashim. Very important part of the responsibility of a parent. Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher, says Rashi, Zochreu al hayam. In the many, many meanings of Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher, we remember Shabbos throughout the week. That's why we call Sunday Hayom Yom Echad L'Shabbos. Remember, there are people that buy something every day of the week for Shabbos. On Sunday, they're already buying the soda. On Monday, they're buying the chum. Every day, they want to Zocher es Yom HaShabbos. They want to remember the Shabbos day. If you write a letter, it's a mitzvah to write Hayom Yom. You could write. What I do is I write. Like when I wrote my notes for tonight's shir, I wrote it already after Shkia, so it has at the top of my notes only Yom Dalet Shabbos Yisro. So I'm Mekadim Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher. But Rashi says Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'kasher, Zochreu al hayam. Remember it over wine. So there's a beautiful remez. It's amazing what they do without computers. In the Oitzer Margolius, it says that in Shir HaShirim, can you believe the entire Shir HaShirim? That's a lot of psukim. The entire Shir HaShirim has only one pasuk that starts with a vav. Only one pasuk. That pasuk is v'chitei, and your palate tiyeh natoy. In Tehillim Kapitel Kuf Dalet, there's only one pasuk that starts with above v'yayin yisamach levaven. Why? Because there's 6 times of the year that you have to drink wine. They have to be Zachrei Walayan. And they are Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah, Sukkot, Shmini Atzeres, Shemekel L'fnei Atzvai, Pesach, and Shavuos. Probably doesn't count, it's only Rabban, if they come up. But it's 6 times. So Vav is 6, that's why in these 2 critical places, when it mentions why, it starts with a Vav. Now we know, Zachar v'Shamar v'Dibur Echad was a miracle. There can't be any other time that the word Zachar and Shamar came out at the same time. That's a great miracle. Why did Hashem make such a great miracle? Zachar v'Shamar v'Dibur Echad. To teach us that the Shamar should get as much attention as the Zachar. And the Zachar is a lot of fun. The wine, the bromfin, the zmiras, the food. That's a lot of fun. The Shamar is much more difficult. Shamar. You can't look at the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ on Shabbos. You can't run on Shabbos. You can't say on Shabbos to do something which you, on Sunday, which you're not allowed to do on Shabbos. Can't do that. Person can't say on Shabbos, I'm having a barbecue tomorrow. Unless it's a divine mitzvah, you can't do that. The David Doma shall you do it, shall Shabbos can you do it, shall go. Can't run to play tag on Shabbos. It says in Toshim Shabbos Ba'Lecha. As a matter of fact, they even thought that the Rabbanim that ran to the shir were being Mechalel Shabbos. Merei Shabamina, that which they ran to the shir, the Mechalel Shabbos until they said the pasuk near the Fuladas. It's Hashem. So that's an exception. So Zochar v'Shamar v'Dibur Echad Nemu. Just like we're very good at the Zochar part, we have to be at the same intensity at the Shamar. There were Gedolei Admirim that wouldn't sleep on Shabbos. Because they said, whoever heard of a Shomer sleeping? Has to be a Shomer Shabbos. The Maisa is, that's shot. You know, we have some Zmiris that every word is golden. So that in that rarefied Zemer that we sing, Kol Mekadosh. So in Kol Mekadosh, listen carefully, it's going to spring alive now. Listen carefully to what we said. Vayidaber Moshe said, Vayikoshu V'vayai v'yatzei Kol zera Yaakov Yechabdu K'dvar ha'melech v'dosai. Now, when it talks about keeping Yom Kodesh, the holy day, Midvayva Atzeisa, Kol zera Yaakov. Zera Yaakov means the people that were Talmidei Chachamim Yaakov. Yaakov Yishtam Yosef. Kol zera Yaakov Yechabdu K'dvar ha'melech v'dosai. They know the laws, the rules of the king. But what does it say? To rest, to enjoy with eating and drinking. That's done by everybody. That everybody. Keeping it to that's only Yaakov. The Yaakov people that know. Talmidei Chacham. Zocher es Yom HaShabbos l'katchen. Here you have a Mishnah Brura, very important Mishnah Brura. Simon Reish Nun Vav, Sif Kaf Beis, Sif Beis. The Mishnah Brura writes that people should do the worthy act of making sure that shopkeepers close on time. He said people would go around and make sure people close their stores on time and went home to light candles. And he says that in that schus, listen to the schus, he says in that schus people will earn children Gedolei Yisro. Not a bad schus. In the Shavtzi, and he says, what's the Makar? It says, Kol HaRogel B'ner Hami Lo'Banim Talmidei Chacham. Now the Shavtzi, it says, that's if you're careful with your own neighbors. If you influence other people with the neighbors, then boy, could you imagine what kind of children you'll have. And he says it makes an equation to Elkanah, who it says that when Elkanah went up on Aliyah L'Regel, he influenced many people to also go up on Aliyah L'Regel. And because of that, he got the great son Shmuel. He was one of the greatest people in the history of mankind. Moshe Ba'aron B'Koyino V'Shmuel B'Karishmai. Influencing people to keep Shabbos is a zchiyah to have good descendants, worthy descendants. You could do this. You could do it at work. You could do it. Influence people. Don't say, I'm not insecure. It's not my thing. Everybody can do it. Everybody can make a difference. Now, Zocher Yom HaShabbos l'katchen, to be mekache al yayin. The Rambam says, when mekadesh is HaShabbos b'knisasa yibiyutziyas. You know, some people make jokes with their Einika. When they come to Abdullah, they say, Kiddush. And Einika says, nah, Abdullah. The truth of the matter is, Abdullah is Kiddush. The Rambam says, when mekadesh is HaShabbos, it's a mistake that people on Friday night and makbid on all kinds of fine wine. But Abdullah, whatever's in the refrigerator. Rambam says when Mekadosh is a Shabbos b'knisasa yibiyas. The Sefer Oitzar Yedias, he makes a marvelous explanation on why the order of Abdullah is Borei Priagafen, Borei Minei B'Samid, Borei Morei Eish, and then Baruch Hamavdu Ben Kodesh L'Dam. Such a beautiful pshat. He says that Borei Priagafen is a sense of taste. The sense of taste has to be the closest to you. Because until the wine gets on the tongue, you don't taste anything. Until it gets into the mouth, there's nothing. So the sense of taste has to be the closest. Smell is a little bit further. But it's not as long range as sight. So then it comes Borei Minei B'Samid. And then comes Borei Morei Eish. It's the sight, you can see from far away. Much further than you could smell. Finally, Baruch Hamavdu Ben Kodesh Kol, understanding the difference. That's the mind. The mind understands things that's from one end of the world to the other. So that's the last. That's the order. Now, you hear a pshat like this, remember it the rest of your life. Al Kein Berach Hashem, Es Yom HaShabbos Vayikadshei. The Shalach Kodesh writes, and it's a Pashut Tzad, but it's good to review it. The Shalach Kodesh writes, thank you. The Shalach Kodesh writes that in order for the bracha of Shabbos to be chal, it says about Shabbos, keep with Kara bracha. In order for the bracha of Shabbos to be chal, you need to have shalom in the house. It says, Machloikis achas doicha meya parnosis. So Shavua HaKadosh says, I'm Akbid, but I never understood the full flavor. When you come in Shabbos night into the house, you're supposed to say Shabbos Shalom B'Lev. It's the first thing you're supposed to say. Shabbos Shalom B'Lev. It says that's Pshat Shabbos Shalom B'Lev. First you need Shalom, then Nehum B'Lev. You need to have the Shalom. Shabbos Shalom B'Lev. And now we move to the next command. Kabeda Savicha V'Esimecha. Loitza Yedias writes that the Shalmi says that when a person tears kriya for a father or a mother, you can never repair, you can never be is'aka that tear. It says because never before, again, when a person do with the parent in front of him, give it out. So it's a mitzvah that's lost. And it's never gotten back. And therefore, to show that it's an irretrievable mitzvah, therefore we don't mend the tear. So there's two kashas. The first kasha is, why is the Torah promising us reward? We're supposed to do mitzvahs shalom and ask the kabel pras. When I ask the Rabbi Shalom gives us everything for a tip. And skar mitzvah by al maleket. So what's the meaning Laman Yarikun Yomecha? First one. Why does it say Laman Yarikun Yomecha? It should say Laman Yarichu Yomecha. What's Yarichun? So I told you every year I mention this command. That the Paneach Raza says, honor your parents because they will pray for you and they will prolong your life. The Laman Yarichun Yomecha, it's not going on Hashem. It's going on your parents. Honor your parents and they will pray that you should live a long time. Which is a good idea for parents to do for their children. It's Paneach Raza. But I saw this year that the Yimrei Chaim, the vision to Rebbe Zektav Kush Rav Skusiyagin Alein, and he said something else. If you honor your parents, then your children will have seen such behavior, and they will honor you and prolong your life. When great people have good children, they prolong their parents' life. So, your children will prolong your life. They will see how you want to your parents, and that's the way they will be to you. You know, if you're too busy for your parents, then your children will remember that, and they'll be too busy for you. Your children should prolong your life. Now you understand with both of these mahalchim, not only does it explain the Lamai, it also explains the kasha, because this is not a reward from Hashem. This is a reward either that our parents will pray for us or our children will prolong our life and care for us. Now, of course, there's a Mablois. Mablois says, that the main thing is the sinister warning that if you honor parents, they will prolong your life. Hashem will prolong your life, but if you don't, Chas v'sholom instead. It's the sinister Michlal Hein Ata Sheme'elah. So, there's a chidah, very interesting chidah. This is the reason why it says over here, L'man Yarichin Yamecha, is Hashem knew that there will become a time where there will be, and this is the chidah of this, there'll come a time where there'll be an attitude that a parent will say to his child, you don't have to stand up for me. Let's be pals. Let's be buddies. So then the son will think, my father wants me to be buddy. He could be Michael on his cover. So I could call him by his first name. I'll call him Joe. So therefore says the Chidah, the Torah says, even though your father is Michael, do it anyway. L'man yarichin yamecha. It's one thing you should live long. Do it to live long. It's a chidah. interesting. We are taught as parents that we should quickly be meichel our children's failings in kibbutz avei. Because if not, they're going to get punished. And we just said the punishment could be dreadful. The opposite of the man yirichim them. So as loving parents, we should be meichel. Parents should always be meichel their children's failings. And for that same reason, we shouldn't pile on. Some people say, what do you mean I'm doing l'shem shemayim? I'm making my children empty the attic because I know they're getting mitzvahs. So even the stuff I don't need, I told them to take out. Let them get more mitzvahs. I want them to live long. So Reb Chaim Kanievsky in the Derech Sicha says a Meiser Rav. He says that he remembers that when the Steipler was Steipler Rav, since young Malain was old, so his daughter was in the house. She came into the room and told her father, Tate, I'm laying down now, but if you should need me, please wake me up. So she slept like a baby. She had a wonderful night. She went in the morning, and the Steipler said that his night was not that good. So the daughter said, so Tata, why didn't you wake me up? It's a mitzvah of kibbutz avei. It's my mitzvah. So he said, you're right. It was your mitzvah to wake up, but it's my mitzvah not to trouble. That's what the Steipler said. It's an interesting thing. Now, I will add, though, that Reb Miller used to say that when a child is very young, train him to bring a saucer, not hot tea, but some cup to a parent. He says, even if they'll break the cup, it's worth it. Train a child to do kibbutz avei, because that's how Harichas Yomim. So a little bit is okay. Especially when you do it for your spouse. Because that's teaching them to honor their mother, to honor their father. That's very healthy. Right? You show that that's planning for the future. That's what we spoke about last night. Friday night. That's looking ahead. That's being a chacham. She's building a home. He's a chacham arayat and island. That's like Signite. Like Signite incorporates all types of Geneva. There's a Jewish type of Geneva which is unique to Judaism, unique to Torah lifestyle, called Geneva's Das. So let me tell you a ma'aseh from Rebbe Tzadka, Rosh Shiva Peres Yosef. Every Friday night, Rebbe Tzadka, every Thursday night, Mishma night, actually it's Mishma night. Thursday night, he would have a shir from 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. I wonder how many people I get 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning until Vasik. One Thursday night, for whatever reason, he came very late, 10 minutes before that. So at first he wanted to stop the share, and then he said, no, everybody learn by themselves. So somebody went over to Rishon and said, why? He said, well, I was worried people will come in, and they'll see me giving the share, and they'll assume we were there since 3 o'clock in the morning. And we just started. It would be Gnevis Das. Can you imagine that? That's why tzaddikim were makbid about misrepresenting themselves. Gnevis Das. You know, you have people that they're reading the daily news, and if somebody comes in, all of a sudden they put away the daily news, take out a publish. That's Gnevis Das. Now, Lois Signaiv incorporates even the stealing of a pruta. I have to tell you a ma'aseh from the Chavetz Chaim that's scary. by the first Knessia Gedola. Chavetz Chaim came to the first Knessia Gedola, one of the great times in Klal Yisrael. And he needed a piece of paper. So the Friedrich Lubavitcher Rebbe, the one before this Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Yisro Gems, had a piece of paper in front of him. So the Chavetz Chaim said, if you could have it. So of course he said, sure. So the Chavetz Chaim said he wanted paper, a piece of paper, he wanted paper. So the Lubavitcher Rebbe said, it's okay, it's only a piece of paper. So the Chavetz Chaim told the Lubavitcher Rebbe, for this piece of paper, if somebody steals it, there's created a malach Kabbalah that's so strong that it could burn down all of Warsaw. That's what he said by the first Knessia Gedola. Sichas Chulin, not really Sichas Chulin, it's tired. Shel Talmid HaChacham, he says, from that one piece of paper. Now, I saw this story, I right away thought about people that go to a hotel. And after staying at the hotel, they empty the hotel out. Now, okay, there's stuff in the room that they could take. The soap, since they could have used it, so they could take it. They didn't use it, they could take it home. But then they go to the cart outside and they take another 20 soaps. There's a pad there. Okay, you take the pad. But then they take the leather thing that holds the pad. You know what? That's the leather thing that holds the pad. I say to myself, the Chavetz Chaim says, for one piece of paper, is created a malach, a destructive angel that could burn down all of Warsaw. So he's sigma. It's always instructive. It's always instructive. I will tell you that this will be the last part of this year. So if somebody has an idea of davening for the oven, since it's 11 o'clock, you should start your engines. Because if you don't start right away, we have to wait till 11:15. I'm not doing a rush to vote. Also, tonight's CD will be available shortly. We're a little short-staffed here because Binyamin isn't here tonight. We also have a CD from Yisro 5772 and a CD from Yisro 5766. Also, again, I have over here the raffle for my shul. I want to thank for those of you for my CD and tape studies who have shown an interest in the raffle. The raffle is basically bailing out my shul from being completely broke. The raffle is one for $36 and four for $100 and 10 for $200. The raffle, the first prize is 4 tickets to Eretz Yisrael. The second prize is 2 nights and 3 days anywhere in the continental USA, together with a hotel stay. Of all the midas that it speaks about in the Aseret Adibus, it only speaks about one midah, loisach. It says loisach by beis reyecha, loisach by eishes reyecha. Your friend's house, your friend's wife. Now, by the way, you might think that his wife might be more seductive than his house. Why does it mention beis reyecha first? The answer was, in the olden days, you didn't have too much exposure to one's wife. There were much more sneers sticking those. Called Kvuda Basmel for me. Beis reyecha you saw. You didn't see often Eishes reyecha. Today it's not that. But at the time when the Torah was given, Beis reyecha was more accessible than Eishes reyecha. But it says Beis reyecha, Eishes reyecha. What's the Kol Asher Reyecha? What's that coming to include? His watch? What is it coming to include? So Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky says it's an explanation of how to succeed in not coveting what somebody else has. He says you want your friend's house, his car, his wife, then you'll have to take Kol Hashem Reyecha. You'll have to take everything that he has. Do you want everything that he has? Do you want his diabetes? Do you want the service that he has at work? Do you want the problems that he might have from a mother-in-law? Do you want his wayward child or grandchild? So don't covet what somebody else has, because then you have to take the whole package. It's a package deal. That's coming to tell you the apes are not to desire what somebody else has. Somebody else has, you have to take the whole package. It's the same thing when it says every done is kol ha'adam l'kafskus. What do you mean kol ha'adam? It's kol ha'adam. Pshat every done is kol ha'adam. Pshat is, you want to judge people favorably, don't just look at what they did. They came late to daven. Look at the whole person. The wife might be sick, the children might be hard. He might not be able to sleep in the night. He might have stomach cramps in the morning. Don't judge just the act. Judge the whole person. Don't covet that one thing. Yeah, you covet the Jaguar. He's a doctor. He doesn't get to sleep in the night. Who knows when? He's worried about patients that he might have made a mistake. You want that too? Don't just covet the Jaguar. You have to take the whole package. That will help us not covet what other people have. I want to thank everybody for coming. If anybody wants to purchase a raffle, they can do so. And I'm going to cash on the website for the stars of the Zagres, the people of Israel and Torah. I'm out in my company.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.